nobody can explain. It's like, it's all my fault.
What?
It's all my fault. All of that happened?
No, that's not.
No.
Kevin Costner reveals Whitney's final call and the chilling truth about Diddy and Ray J. Oh, honey, grab a chair because this one is gonna leave you shook. Ray J, yes, that Ray J, literally said out loud that Whitney Houston's death was his fault. Did your jaw drop? Because mine did. And the way things are unraveling lately, it's starting to look like he may have meant that in a very real, very dark way. Word on the street is there's one person who might be holding the missing piece to this haunting puzzle. Someone who was deeply close to Whitney during her final years. Someone the public always believed should have been her husband. Kevin Costner. And guess who else's name just keeps coming up every time people start digging into what really went down with Whitney? Oh yeah, Diddy. Why? Because the whispers say Diddy was out here doing the dirty work for someone who has always been suspected of having a role in Whitney's tragic end. But baby, before we get into Diddy's alleged dirt, let's take a long, hard look at Ray J.
You weren't just good enough. You were great. You sang the whole damn song without a band. You made the picture what it was. A lot of leading men could have played my part. A lot of guys could have filled that role. But you, Whitney, I truly believe that you were the only one that could have played Rachel Marron at that time.
Because this man has been spiraling and the internet has receipts. Now, we already know Ray J's name came up during Diddy's trial. Yup, as a dealer. So when people say Ray was the one who supplied Whitney, it's not far-fetched. Add that to his bizarre public meltdowns, Chile, something is definitely not right. He even declared on Twitch that he's fleeing the country. Antigua, of all places, he said. If they on my Twitch, they better come and get me now, cause I'm gone. Sir, why are you running if you did nothing wrong? Then someone called him out for Whitney's death and Ray just lost it. He went on this wild rant saying, now I had enough. I'm about to do my final crash out. This one is for my kids and my moms and pops and Brandy and my niece. If something happens to me, then so be it. What? Then he accuses someone of paying him hush money to keep him silent, treating him like a slave and silencing the truth. And now he doesn't want that money anymore. He's activating. That's not just a man under stress. That's a man holding a secret so big.
And then it's Grammy time. And her and had a fight 2 days before. And from what I was told, Bobby Christina was present for some of that fight. And then the next thing you know, she's dead.
It's eating him alive. People are saying Ray's behavior since Diddy's legal storm started is a sign he knows exactly what happened to Whitney, and he's terrified the truth is about to explode. See, Ray J avoided talking about Whitney for years after her death, but 5 years later, he randomly opened up on Celebrity Big Brother and said he still felt guilty. He also admitted that major media houses offered him millions to spill Whitney's secrets, but he turned them down, allegedly not because of morals, but because if he did talk, his lies would unravel. And we cannot forget, Ray J was one of the last people known to be in a relationship with Whitney, even if it was on and off. And hush hush. Brandy, Ray's own sister, said he denied dating Whitney and claimed they were just friends. Girl, please, we know better.
I go in a room, Whitney Houston taking her pants off. I walk in the room like she getting naked in Ray J room, and she like, get out of here, young bird. And I'm like, oh my bad, I'm sorry. And I ran out the room.
Friends don't act like that, but it's not just rumors. Some of their mutual friends have spilled tea, saying they saw the chemistry firsthand, and what they saw was real. Now listen closely. Because the street gossip only gets deeper, reports claim that on the day Whitney died, Ray J was acting weird and not like a man in mourning, more like a man riddled with guilt. That's not my words. That's from people who were there. Even Leola Brown, sister of Whitney's ex, Bobby Brown, came forward with chilling allegations. She claimed that Ray J had been helping Whitney get access to dangerous substances. But the most shocking part, she said she saw Ray J hiding his face while being pushed into a car outside the hotel the day Whitney died. Let's not forget, he was always front and center when it came to Whitney. So why the sudden need to disappear? In her own words, Why is he hiding his face? He's always trying to show his face when he's around Whitney. It's giving guilt, it's giving panic, it's giving bad bag. Yes, Leola even said that Ray J, who wasn't even officially dating Whitney, was basically acting like a runner boy, bringing her substances, and that he handed her the wrong one that night. Ray J tried to deny all this, of course. He claimed he wasn't even with Whitney that day. His attorney jumped in too.
When I first heard she passed away, I said, my God, somebody gave her a bad bag.
Cocaine.
Yes, I promise you, that was the first thing that came out of my mouth. And then I saw Ray J, and it all added up.
Saying Leola's claims were totally false because she wasn't even at the Beverly Hilton Hotel that day. But here's the kicker. Witnesses from that very party say Brandy, his own sister, was asking around for him. Why would she be asking if he wasn't there? Make it make sense? The whispers have been persistent for years, and Whitney's family seems to believe Ray J knows. In fact, at the Billboard Awards, when Whitney's daughter Bobby Christina accepted an award on her behalf, the Houston family was so furious about Ray J's presence, they allegedly tried to get him arrested. Arrested. That's not a misunderstanding. That's a vendetta. Now, finally, we might be getting the truth from someone who has never stopped loving Whitney, Kevin Costner. Their connection goes all the way back to 1992's The Bodyguard, and honey, if you thought that was just acting, think again. Kevin wanted Whitney for that role like a man possessed. The studio pushed back. She was black. She wasn't a seasoned actress, but Kevin fought for her. And baby, the chemistry? Electric. Even Whitney had doubts about taking on the role, but Kevin never wavered. To him, she was perfect. They became inseparable on set, and when she died in 2012, Kevin didn't just issue a PR statement, he poured his soul out. He said, and I quote, "I let her down. I should have been there and I wasn't. And now for the rest of my life, I will have to live with that pain."
Speak about Whitney's passing the other day.
Yes.
And that was, did you know her well?
Yes, I did. I actually, when I was growing up in the music industry before I had success, I somehow got on her wedding invitation. So I was at her wedding, but I didn't really know her, but it was like the hottest thing in town for the music industry, but I didn't crash the party somehow. You know, I was a hustler. I got my name on there, me plus one. I went there, and I was just like, oh my God, I'm at Whitney Houston's wedding. You know, I was a big Bobby Brown fan. And then throughout the years, I got to meet her, and she was so full of life, so full of just joy, and she always made you feel like she noticed you and recognized you and spoke to you, and she'll definitely truly be missed.
I saved her then. I should have saved her now. She was my one true love, my one true love. And get this, Kevin still has "I Will Always Love You" as his ringtone. Talk about never letting go. People close to the film set say Kevin was mesmerized by Whitney, couldn't take his eyes off her. But Whitney was about to marry Bobby Brown and shut things down when filming wrapped. Kevin was married too, though his marriage was falling apart. Still, he calls Whitney the love of his life. Over the years, Kevin kept writing to her, begging her to get help. He opened up about these letters on CNN and later with Entertainment Tonight, saying he wasn't even sure she ever read them. But the love, oh, it was real, and it never faded. At Whitney's funeral, Kevin gave the kind of eulogy that sounded like a grieving widower. His voice cracked, his words shook, and his pain was so raw it cut through the room like a knife. People still talk about it. If anyone knew Whitney's fears and secrets, it was Kevin. And now, rumors are swirling that he's about to reveal everything Whitney told him before she died, including names. Allegedly, those names include Diddy and Ray J. So if Kevin Costner really knows the secrets Whitney kept close to her heart before she left this world, then oh, baby, the industry better buckle up, because what's being whispered behind closed doors could blow this entire Hollywood facade wide open. Let's rewind a little and talk about the man who's somehow always there whenever things get dark and twisted in the industry. Now, let's be honest, Kevin and Whitney's bond was authentic, real, deep. But Diddy, Whitney didn't like him. She didn't trust him. She thought he was a puppet master in the Hollywood machine. Whitney had a strong dislike for what she reportedly called Hollywood games. And Diddy? He was right in the middle of it. People who knew Whitney well say she saw right through the flashy shows, the fake hugs, the insincere tributes. And yet, after she passed, guess who suddenly popped up, singing her praises and trying to act like they were close? Yup, Diddy, always the showman, always trying to rewrite history. But baby, the internet never forgets. And that brings us to the part that has everyone squirming. See, Diddy has been accused, allegedly of course, of doing the dirty work for the real puppet master behind Whitney's downfall. You know, the one who had the nerve to keep partying downstairs while her lifeless body lay upstairs. Let that sink in. People are connecting dots and it's looking grim. Especially now that Ray J is publicly showing support for Diddy and admitting he was given hush money. That's not gossip, that's a confession. So now we have to ask, who paid Ray J to shut up? Why did they want him silent so badly? And most importantly, what was he supposed to keep quiet about? Because let's be real, nobody hands out hush money for nothing. Hush money equals a cover-up, which means Ray J either saw something, heard something, or did something. And now that everything is crumbling around Diddy, Ray J's carefully guarded silence is starting to shatter. He's crashing out, he's ranting, he's talking about activating, and that means one thing: he's no longer willing to carry the secret on his own. Which brings us right back to Kevin. The way the internet is buzzing right now, people are begging Kevin Costner to step forward, because if there's anyone Whitney trusted with her last fears, her darkest truths, it was him. And you know what? It's not just about the emotional bond. Kevin saw the cracks. He knew she was surrounded by people who didn't have her best interest at heart. That's why he kept writing to her even after they stopped filming The Bodyguard. He tried to help her. He tried to save her. And now, maybe it's time for him to save her legacy. Kevin has always spoken about Whitney with heartbreak and regret. But if he's holding on to something she confided in him, something that could expose the players in her death, it's time to let it out, because honey, the industry isn't going to clean up its act unless someone with the voice forces the truth into the spotlight. Kevin Costner has that voice. He has the respect, the reach, and the emotional connection to make people finally pay attention. Ray J is spiraling. Diddy is under the microscope. The whispers are growing louder. And the fans, we're done with cover-ups. We want the truth. We deserve the truth. Whitney deserved the truth. So now all eyes are on Kevin. Will he finally reveal what Whitney told him in confidence? Will he name names? Will he confirm the long-held suspicions that have followed Ray J and Diddy for over a decade? Because this isn't just about gossip. This is about justice for Whitney, for her daughter Bobby Christina, and for every artist who was used, abused, and discarded by an industry that treats people like pawns. And let's not forget, Bobby Christina's death had eerily similar undertones to her mother's. Same kind of hotel incident, same kind of whispers, the exact same kind of pain. Coincidence, or part of a much bigger, darker pattern? It's time to break the silence. If Ray J is activating, then Kevin baby, it's time you activate too. Because we all know you loved her, we all know you tried, and now we need you to help us get justice. The fans are watching, the families are mourning, and the truth, it's demanding to be heard. So, do you think Kevin will speak out? Do you think Ray J is finally ready to expose what he's been paid to bury? Do you believe Diddy's name keeps coming up because he really was involved? Let me know in the comments, because this story is far from over.